We've all been there. There's that quiet person in your life, and you're just not sure. Are they just being friendly, or is there something more going on? It can feel like trying to solve a puzzle, right? Well, today we're going to decode the fascinating and, yeah, often super subtle ways introverts show affection. I mean, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Notoriously hard to crack. So true. See, we're all kind of conditioned to look for these big, loud, obvious signals of interest. But with introverts, it's like they're speaking a completely different language. And in this explainer, we're going to learn how to become fluent, how to hear what they're saying when they're not saying anything at all. Okay, so let's dive into this enigma. And here's the thing, it's not really that introverts are difficult. It's just their way of communicating is so much more nuanced, so much more intentional. It's all about knowing what you're looking for, learning to spot a completely different set of clues. And this right here, this is the golden rule. If you take away only one thing, let it be this. You have to shift your focus completely. Stop waiting for some big, flowery declaration of love. Instead, you've got to watch what they do. Pay attention to their quiet, deliberate actions. Because for an introvert, that's where the real conversation is happening. All right, so this whole journey into understanding an introvert's affection, it all starts with one single crucial first step. Let's talk about that moment, the one where they decide to crack open that protective shell, even just a little bit, specifically for you. So, what is this huge first signal? You ready for it? Because I'm going to bet it's not what you think. Yep, that's it. They make the first move. Now, I know, that sounds almost too simple, right? But believe me, for an introvert, this is a huge deal. It doesn't matter if it's a text, an email, or them just walking across the room to talk to you. If they are the ones initiating contact, that is a massive flashing neon sign. Okay, let's break down why this is such a monumental effort. You have to understand, for a lot of introverts, social interaction, especially starting it from scratch, takes a ton of mental energy. It's like their social battery just starts draining. So if they are making the conscious choice to break from their natural comfort zone and spend that precious energy on you, well, that's not an accident. That is a highly deliberate choice. It's their way of saying you are worth the effort. Okay, so they've made that first move. The ice is broken. What's the next level? Well, this is where things start to get a lot more personal. The connection starts to grow from just, a simple conversation into a real invitation, an invitation into their world. And that brings us right to our second sign. This is where things really deepen, moving way beyond a casual chat into a genuine gesture of trust. And here it is. They invite you into their personal space. Oh man, this one is big. Seriously. If an introvert asks you over to their home, or even to their favorite quiet little spot, like a bookstore or a cafe, you need to pay very close attention. Because they aren't just inviting you into a physical location, they're inviting you into their sanctuary. And sanctuary is absolutely the perfect word for it. Think about it. An introvert's personal space, their home, it's not just a place with their stuff. It's an emotional and mental refuge. It's where they go to recharge those social batteries we talked about, away from all the noise of the outside world. So letting you into that space, that's them saying, you don't drain me, you're safe. It is a profound act of trust. All right, so they've let you into their physical space. That's huge. But our third sign, this one is about being invited into their mental and emotional space. And let me tell you, that space can be even more private and guarded. You knew this one was coming, right? The conversation shifts. It goes from small talk to big ideas. I mean, it's almost a cliche that introverts hate small talk, but it's true. It feels pointless, draining. But when they really like someone, they don't want surface level. They want a real connection. And that's when you'll notice the conversations start to pivot from the superficial stuff to the things that actually matter. And this comparison just lays it out perfectly. Look at the difference. We're going from talking about the weather and what you did last weekend to talking about deep ideologies, what you're passionate about, your hopes, your fears. When an introvert starts opening up that part of themselves to you, sharing their inner world of ideas and feelings, that's them showing you that they see you as someone they can truly connect with. So let's recap. They've made the first move, they've invited you into their physical sanctuary, they've opened up their minds and shared their big ideas. We're now at the final and most profound sign of all. This is the one that tells you without a shadow of a doubt that you have officially entered their inner sanctum. Okay, this last one, this is the ultimate sign. It's the final layer of the onion, the one that reveals the absolute core of their trust and affection. They trust you with a secret. Simple as that. When an introvert shares a real vulnerability with you, maybe a personal story from their past, a deep-seated fear, or a secret they don't tell anyone else, they are literally handing you a piece of their heart. This is something they absolutely do not do lightly. And you really have to understand what this means. This isn't just about being good friends anymore. Sharing a vulnerability like that is their way of saying, I see you as a safe harbor. I trust you completely. When this happens, you can be 100% certain that you've officially entered their inner circle. You're one of the very, very few. Okay, wow. So after decoding all of these quiet, subtle signals, what's the big takeaway here? How do we actually use this new understanding of the introvert's silent language in our own lives? Well, here it is, broken down into 4 key steps. First, you've got to look for deliberate effort, not social ease. Second, really value those invitations into their personal world. They're a huge compliment. Third, recognize that for them, deep conversation is the connection. And finally, number 4, understand that when they share a vulnerability, that's the loudest way they can possibly say, I like you. And really, that's the question I want to leave you with. Now that you know what to look for, who in your life might be speaking this silent language to you? Take a second to think about it. Is there someone whose quiet actions have actually been screaming all along? You might just be surprised at who comes to mind.